Dear child, if you found yourself listening, reading, or feeling drawn to these words, it may be because something within you was ready to hear them. Sometimes the soul listens before the mind understands. Have you ever felt a sudden warmth move through your chest without any clear reason? Or a deep longing for something you can't quite explain? Like missing a place you've never been? These feelings often come quietly, but they carry meaning. They can be signs of a deep connection, one that exists beyond logic, distance, or time. They can be reminders that love is moving toward you, even when you can't yet see how. The message flowing through right now speaks of a love that is not ordinary. It speaks of a love that doesn't fade with silence or distance. It says that if you have been asking for reassurance, for comfort, or for a sign that your heart has not been forgotten, this moment may be offering you exactly that. You are not an option in this story. You are not a replacement or a passing thought. In your soulmate's heart, you hold a place that no one else has ever been able to reach. Not because you tried harder, and not because you forced anything, but because your energy opens something sacred within them, something that was waiting only for you. Your presence touches them in a way that feels natural, familiar, and deeply true. Because of this, when the connection becomes more real in your life, your emotions may feel strong, not overwhelming in a harmful way, but full, alive, and honest. It may feel like your heart is finally allowed to feel without holding back. This kind of love doesn't arrive quietly inside the soul. It arrives with truth as a guardian presence watching over this energy. The message carries comfort rather than control. It reminds you that you are not walking alone. Even during moments of waiting, every night, your soulmate carries you in their heart. When the world becomes quiet and distractions fade, their thoughts return to you. Sometimes they don't even have words for it. It's just a feeling that settles in their chest. In the stillness of night, they offer a silent prayer, not a dramatic one, a simple, sincere request. They ask that you feel how loved you are. They ask that you know how important you are to their life. They ask for peace for you and clarity for both of you. Their heart speaks even when their voice is quiet. When they sleep, they imagine the day you finally meet fully. They imagine looking into your eyes and feeling that deep recognition. They imagine holding your hand and feeling the truth of it settle into their body, like, this is real, this is here, this is us. That vision gives them strength on difficult days. When they wake up, you are often the first thought that appears in their mind. Your image brings them warmth. It gives them motivation. It feels like an inner light that helps them face whatever the day brings. And this feeling does not weaken with time. It grows. It becomes steadier, stronger, and more rooted. Throughout their day, even while they are busy, something in them keeps returning to you. Not in a way that disrupts their life, but in a way that shapes it. Even without words, they feel connected. Even without touch, the bond feels present. Distance does not erase it. If anything, distance sharpens the longing and reminds them of what truly matters. They don't dream only of big moments. They dream of simple ones. Sitting together, sharing quiet smiles, exchanging looks that say more than words ever could. They long for the ordinary moments that become sacred simply because they are shared with you. This love is sincere. It is not built on fantasy alone. It guides their choices, their growth, and their hopes for the future. In the quiet parts of life, their heart surrenders to the universe with one steady request: that you feel what they feel, and that the path between you continues to open. You live at the center of their dreams. You inspire them to imagine a future that feels meaningful and full. Before sleep, they picture a day when your paths no longer run parallel, but finally meet. A day when what already exists in spirit becomes something lived in reality. There is also a strong image of loyalty connected to this love, a moment where your soulmate is surrounded by others, by expectations and opinions, and the past is brought up. Old paths, other possibilities, suggestions that don't align with their heart. And in that moment, something inside them refuses to stay silent. With courage that comes from truth, they stand firm. They make it clear to themselves and to others that you are not just someone they care about. You are the one their heart chose. You are the only one they have ever truly loved in this way, not as drama, but as honesty, not as rebellion, but as clarity. To them, you feel like home, not a place of confinement, but a place of rest. With you, they feel safe. With you, they feel understood. With you, life feels calmer, clearer, and more aligned. Even thinking of you brings them a sense of peace, as if things finally make sense. You are the first person who brought tears of pure happiness to their eyes, tears that come not from pain, but from gratitude, from realizing something rare and beautiful exists. These tears cleanse their heart and remind them that love can be gentle, deep, and real all at once. Before you, love may have felt distant to them, like an idea rather than an experience, something talked about but never fully lived. But with you, love gained form. It became something they could feel in their body, in their choices, in their willingness to grow. It became real. This love doesn't feel forced. It flows, like water finding its way, like two souls recognizing each other without needing constant explanation. Your presence showed them that love doesn't always demand struggle. Sometimes it simply arrives when both hearts are ready. Because of you, they believe again in love's power to heal and transform. They believe life can be shared, not just survived. They feel that a space inside them that once felt empty is now filled with calm and completeness. Their heart moves toward you naturally. It searches for ways to be closer, emotionally and physically. Each sigh they breathe feels like a quiet message sent into the universe, asking for the moment when distance no longer separates you. The message speaks of alignment, not force, of paths slowly adjusting, of timing unfolding, of opportunities forming, not because anything is being rushed, but because love carries its own momentum when it is true. Nights feel different for them now. Before sleep, the same thought returns again and again. The desire to finally be by your side, not someday far away, but in a way that feels closer, more possible, more real. You are invited through this message to open your heart gently, not to cling, not to fear, but to trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by, to trust that love does not forget where it belongs. An affirmation offered here is simple and soft. I receive the love meant for me. I trust divine timing. My heart is open and ready. What is true will find its way. When the meeting comes, the energy described is one of recognition, a feeling of, I know you, that doesn't need explanation, a sense that time slows, that the world fades into the background, and that only presence remains. The first meeting feels grounding. The first touch feels meaningful. The first hug feels like returning to a place the soul remembers. Fear dissolves. Doubt quiets. The heart rests. And the truth that remains is this: you are not a small part of your soulmate's life. You are a reason they want to grow, heal, and become more whole. You awaken the most sincere part of them. You inspire them to live with intention and hope. To them, you are not just special. You are essential. You are the missing piece that allows life to feel complete. The love you share is steady, faithful, and strong beyond circumstances. It gives purpose to ordinary days and meaning to the simplest moments. This love is not meant to rush or pressure you. It is meant to meet you in peace, to remind you that true connection exists, that hearts recognize each other, and that what is real cannot be lost. Dear protected one, this love is not something ordinary or small. It is described as a true miracle, something that words cannot fully hold because it goes beyond logic, beyond explanation, beyond what the human mind can easily grasp. It is a love that must be felt in the heart, lived through experience, and shared through presence. In this reflection, you are not just part of this love. You are its origin and its destination. You are the reason it began, and you are where it naturally wants to rest. Your soulmate has come to understand love in a completely new way through you. With you, love no longer feels like a risk or a place of fear. It feels safe. It feels warm. It feels free. It feels like a refuge rather than a battlefield. Before you entered their life, love may have felt distant, uncertain, or even disappointing. It may have seemed like something unreachable or unrealistic, but your presence changed that. You turned love into something real, something solid, something they could finally trust. You made them believe again. Through you, hope was reborn in their heart. You awakened a desire they once thought was impossible to fulfill. You helped them imagine a future where love is not fragile or temporary, but the foundation of everything they build. When they think about you, their thoughts are filled with joy, gratitude, and a quiet certainty that this love is one of the greatest blessings they could ever receive. You are not just someone they care about. You are the source of their happiness, the inspiration behind their vision of tomorrow, the reason their heart feels alive. In this reflection, you are seen as completely unique and irreplaceable. There is no substitute for your energy, your presence, your essence. This connection is not accidental. It is described as something written long before your paths crossed, as if destiny had been patiently guiding both of you toward this moment. This love grows stronger with time, not weaker. It is like a living flame, steady, warm, and persistent, always drawn toward your heart. There is no confusion in this love, no instability, no uncertainty, only a deep inner knowing that you are at the center of their dreams and hopes. This love is not a coincidence or a lucky chance. It is described as a mark left by destiny itself, pure in its essence. Your soulmate doesn't just think about you occasionally. In their inner world, you are deeply present. Their thoughts, intentions, and actions all carry a quiet desire to build something meaningful and lasting with you. This reflection speaks of genuine surrender, of trust so deep that fear no longer has power. Your soulmate feels that the bond between you is not temporary, but enduring. It is not driven by anxiety or insecurity, but by peace and faith. More than love, they feel admiration for you, a kind of admiration that goes beyond words. There is something within you, a light that inspires them, motivates them, and renews their sense of wonder again and again. Being connected to you feels like being connected to purpose. This bond is not just physical or emotional. It is described as something that touches the deepest layers of the soul. Your presence feels meaningful, as if it unlocks something greater within them. Love expresses itself not only through big emotions, but through quiet thoughts, silent prayers, and dreams of a shared future. Even if you are not aware of it, your soulmate dedicates inner energy to you, hopes, intentions, and visions of what life could look like together. Distance and challenges do not weaken this connection. Instead, they seem to strengthen it. The bond is described as firm and grounding, like an anchor that keeps everything in balance. Your presence brings peace and security to their life. It feels as if simply knowing you exist helps align their inner world. This love becomes a guiding light in uncertain moments, reminding them that truth and purpose make everything worthwhile. There is a strong desire in your soulmate to protect you, care for you, and ensure that you are safe and well. This love is not just a feeling, it is a commitment, a devotion born from a sincere desire to see you happy. Your happiness matters deeply to them. It gives meaning to their days. When they think of you, their heart responds with intensity, as if it cannot contain what it feels. Each heartbeat becomes a quiet affirmation that this love is real and enduring. You are present in the smallest details of their life. Your smile, your energy, your way of being all serve as constant sources of inspiration. The love they feel is so deep that language feels insufficient. It is something that must be experienced, not explained. You are described as the home of their soul, the place where everything finally makes sense, where inner restlessness fades into peace. This love is portrayed as pure and true, untouched by illusion. It flows from the deepest essence of being. Its magnitude is so great that it transforms thoughts into prayers and sighs into silent calls toward you. To your soulmate, you represent meaning itself. You feel like the fulfillment of a promise, the reason behind every heartbeat. Waiting begins to dissolve here because love exists in the present. Even when distance appears, it is described as part of destiny's movement, slowly bringing you closer. Uncertainty fades, replaced by a conviction that you are two parts of the same essence, meant to reunite. This moment is seen as something everything has been leading toward. There is a strong spiritual tone throughout this reflection. Angels are described as guiding the path, protecting the connection, and preparing the way. This love is seen as rare and precious, worthy of divine care. It is not only a worldly connection, but one that touches something eternal. The universe itself is described as responding to this love, arranging circumstances, and opening doors. Your soulmate feels an inner call toward you that cannot be ignored. It is not just desire, but a deep need to share life with you. This feeling can no longer stay hidden. It needs to be lived fully. A sense of nearness grows stronger, like a light appearing on the horizon. Your soulmate feels drawn forward with an intensity that nothing can block. Signs feel clear. The path feels right. Pieces of life begin to fall into place, revealing the bigger picture. This love is described as a gift, a force that transforms everything it touches. It is meant to blossom, to grow, and to be expressed openly.